What has to happen in your life right now today to have a total transformation, to literally go from where you're at right now to finally achieving all the dreams, all the goals, all the things that you've ever wanted to accomplish inside of your life? What is that pivotal shift that needs to happen? Because here's what I know is that every single time something major happens in someone's life, something major, pivotal, happens. There's a huge shift that goes on. So what is that for you right now? Well, I want to give you an example of this pivotal shift because people have said to me, well, you can't just change one thing and then have everything changed because life's complicated. Like we have to multitask. We have to deal with lots of different variables. We have to deal with all kinds of things going on inside of our life. We can't just have one thing change and then, everything's fine. But that's not really what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is where you have a foundational shift in something. One idea, one concept, one meeting, one discovery, something happens. And then because that thing happened, everything else in your life begins to shift. So I diagrammed this out and I want to show it to you really quick so you get an understanding of what I'm talking about, because really transformations are possible in your life right now and they're happening all the time. It's just you don't know how to orchestrate them and create them. But so let me give you an example of how this works. So if you look at this right here, I don't know if you can see my screen here, but if you look at this right here, look at this bottom thing where it says, okay, here is this one thing that changed. And what was that one thing that changed? The one thing that changed was I had a chance, and I say chance meeting with a guy named R.C. Peck. Now, R.C. Peck, in this particular situation, what happened was I had gotten a call and R.C. had been referred to me and he wanted somebody to help him write copy. And so he and I started working together. But I found out that his real area of genius, his mastermind, was in investing and in headspace strategy and figuring out how to get people to think right about money. And so he and I started working together and I would write for him and he would coach me and eventually coach me and Margie about clearing out our headspace strategy. But that wasn't the only thing that happened. That one chance meeting, so the one thing that changed was I met and started working with R.C. Peck. It didn't seem like a big deal. It could have been like any other client that I had where it was like, I just, I had this one client and I wrote a few things for him and then nothing else really happened and then I went on to a different client. But that's not what happened here. This was a pivotal, critical moment in my copywriting business, in all of my business, all of my entrepreneurship, everything that I did. This was a pivotal moment for me at this time in my life. So I met RC and three things happened there. So one of the things was I had this, I began to charge more for my clients. So I got more clients. And then I had this, stronger marriage because Margie and I started communicating better and having more efficient conversations, and then friction about money dissolved and went away. And there was just a whole slew that we started having regular financial date nights every single week where we were looking at not just our books and our money, but then our children and all, so many things happened there. And then of course we got clear, on money baggage. So money baggage went out the window. So number one is I charged more for my writing. Number two is Margie and I had a stronger marriage. And number three is I got rid of a lot of baggage that went inside my head. But it didn't stop there. What else happened after that? If you can see this diagram, because I could charge more money, I had better clients. I had more family time because I had more money and I was making more but having to spend less time because I was charging more. And then I was able to travel more, which created a whole slew of new experiences and opportunities and insights and homeschooling situations. And I mean, it was just like, it was mind-blowing what ended up happening there just from that one little thing. But because of a stronger marriage, what happened? Well, we had more passion in our marriage. And in all the categories of passion inside your marriage and the friendship and the relationship and the physicality, all the kinds of things like passion and joy went up. Joy went up in our marriage. And I found out that Margie was actually my very, very best counselor, business partner, advocate, wise person, sage, muse, everything. Everything got better in that one thing. And that was just because I met RC. One thing happened and all this other stuff happened. And then I got clear on my money baggage. And when I got clear on money baggage in my head and how I thought about money and how I perceived the world of money, that changed stuff too, where I started being able to have more leverage, right? I thought, when I wasn't afraid to make more money, I had more leverage in my ability to make money. And I started seeing the world different in terms of how I could what I could charge and how I could deal with money and what I spent money on, and I got more confidence, right? I didn't have all this baggage and weird stuff going on in my head about money. And so instead of seeing myself as a small person or not very smart about money and always beating up on myself, I was more confident. I was like, oh, I can do this. I can make a lot of money, and I can manage a lot of money, and I can have more success in life. And it's okay. It's fine to have more success in life. And then, of course, we got out of debt, and that cleared a whole set of other baggage and problems and crises that were going on inside of our life. And it freed me up. And as soon as I freed up from the mental debt, then of course I had not only more confidence, but I had more creativity, and I had more awareness of what was going on. I mean, so it changed so many different things. So that created this whole new life, a whole new lifestyle for us. And in creating that whole new lifestyle, look at that. Look at all the things that happened there. And why did that happen? How did that happen? I can trace that back, all of those things that I just diagrammed out for you. I can trace it back to a chance meeting that I had with one person, developing one relationship, building out one client. One thing changed in my life, and all the other things changed. Now, this idea about having one thing change to create a foundational groundswell, a transformational shift in your life is so fascinating to me, because I think about all the different things that have happened to me. I got a chance letter from AWAI. I met Margie Boswell, set up on she was Margie Anderson at the time, but I got set up on a blind date, and that changed my life. Our first child was born. That totally changed one experience. That totally changed my life. And I can go back and I can trace so many different things that have happened, and I can bring those back to a pivotal, transformational moment that altered everything, and the course of my life went in a totally different direction. Now, we're on this difficult time of 2020, and lots of crazy stuff has happened in 2020. And a lot of us are wanting to have transformation. We're wanting to have pivotal moments in our life. We're wanting things to change in substantial, big ways. But we're not sure how to do that. And I got to thinking, like, well, so many of the things where I've thought have been chance meetings or chance encounters, what if it was possible? I mean, what if it was possible for you and I to orchestrate those kinds of changes in our life, in our business, in the way we deal with clients, in the way that we write, in the way that we build out our business, and think about leadership, and think about health, and think about relationships? Like, what if we could orchestrate that? What if we saw, like, oh, these were best practices in relationships. These were best practices in our health and in our wellness. These were best practices in our business, in our money, in our entrepreneurship. What if we could see what those were, because we could crawl inside the lives of people that had made those transformations? And I started thinking about that. I thought, well, all I need to do is have conversations with those people, with people that have created massive transformations, that have created pivotal experiences in their life, and find out what they see and what they're doing and where they're going in 2021, and interview them. And that is exactly what I did. That is exactly what happened. And I'm so excited to share this with you. I'm sharing it to the world, with you, with the rest of the world, totally for free. And so I want you to think about your business right now. I want you to think about your life. I want you to think about your health and relationships. I want you to think, like, if I could figure out that one thing that needed to change, that one chance meeting with RCPEC, that one chance encounter with, a new business, a new opportunity, a client, whatever it was, if I could just orchestrate that and put that in my life, then 2021 would be totally different. It would be the best year of my life. I'd make more money than ever before. All kinds of things would change. One of the things I didn't say on there is, on the diagram, I should put that on there, is that I met RCPEC in August of 2008. August of 2008. And then by, I got to think here, I might get these numbers off just a little bit, but by April of 2000, so that's August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So that's 9 months. 9 months later, I literally had more than tripled my income. Now, I want you to think about that. Most people don't ever triple their income in an entire lifetime. But because I got the confidence to charge more, and because I got my marriage straight, and because I got clear on baggage in my head that was surrounding money, my whole life changed. My income more than tripled in a matter of 9 months. That was transformational for me, and that continues to impact my life today in so many different categories. And so what is that one thing that needs to change for you? Well, maybe you're not quite sure. Maybe you need like a list of the kinds of things that could change, that could be transformational. And if you have that inside your head, then you'd be like, oh, I can, then if I put that in place, then that would fix all these other problems and all these other things. They say a rising tide raises all ships, so get your boat on the water. So I want to invite you to join me at the One Thing Changed Summit. And during this summit, I am interviewing top experts, entrepreneurs, and leaders in the world. Like, these are millionaires and billionaires and people with massive networks and huge, unbelievable relationships and connections. And they're sharing with you the insights that they have about what's coming up in 2021 and what's the most important thing to focus on, and what's their personal playbook about what they're doing and how is it going to change their lives in 2021. And I want to share all those secrets with you. It's totally free. There's no obligation. So you can sign up, onethingsummit.com, onethingsummit.com, or there's links on these posts and stuff. You can click on there. But onethingsummit.com, it totally and completely will change your life. I promise you, it's an amazing, amazing thing. And the insights that you get just blow your mind. So sign up for it. It's totally free. Doing it December 29th and the 30th. I'm super excited to have you join us. And if you don't join us, I do want you to be asking the question, if I could change just one thing in my life, if one thing could shift that would transform everything else, what would that need to be? What would it be? Something in my relationships, in my health, in my business? What's one thing that has massive high leverage for you, that when you change this one thing, it'll change everything else in your life? I want you to think about that. I want you to ponder on that. When that one thing changes, what will change? And go ahead and drop your insights and your comments down there. I'd love to hear your stories about what's changed in your life and what those pivotal moments have been. I want to hear your stories and hear what the transformation has been like. And then I want to hear what you're going to do in 2021. So post those comments below. I'll read every word. I'm excited to hear from you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.